Hey guys, welcome back to What Next? And this week we're going into part 2 of my month of February tribute, homage, whatever, to Pauly Shore. Now, for movie number 2, we decided to jumped a couple years forward. We're going into 1993's Son-in-Law. So now, if you guys haven't seen this one, again, do yourself a favor, go ahead and watch it, please. And then come on back. For those of us who have watched it by now, let's jump into it. Okay, so again, watching this one and trying to think what next for these guys, right? So we have Crawl, we have Becca, and we have her family in the background here, even though I think the little brother's missing, right? Yeah, he's not in the photo. So I'm thinking after the events of all this, what happens? Like, obviously, Crawl and Becca are at school in MTV, or not MTV. I'm looking at something called MTV. Obviously, they're in school in LA. I don't think they actually specify. Let me see. Nope, sorry. I don't think it specifies exactly what the college name is in the movie, but she's definitely in college in LA. She goes from the farm over to LA, runs into Crawl, who's the RA. I think that rhymed purposely. So what happens with these two after? So I'm guessing after Thanksgiving break, they go back to school. Obviously, I think things are okay for them. I think Crawl still goes and beats Crawl. Becca's still going on with what she's doing. Obviously, they've learned a lot about each other through this little, Thanksgiving vacation. So I think that it affects them in a sense of to where they just have a closer bond as friends going back into school post all this. Now, does Crawl show up for for Christmas break? Who knows? That's kind of like what I always wondered. If he did like and I'd be a little cheesy, but even if he did a Son-in-Law too, like he's shows up for Christmas break, right? I mean, I think that'd be a little too much, but I think it would just would have been funny to see. But yeah, probably during Christmas break, I don't think Crawl goes back and visits Becca's family. I think it'd be nice, but I don't think he does. I think Crawl just goes back to being Crawl and doing what he's doing. As far as Becca, I think she's learned a lot from this process as a whole about her family, about her life, about her going into adulthood because she's just out of high school. Because Crawl kind of came in and just turned everything upside down. So as far as what happens to Becca next, I think she just stays the course and just figures out that, all right, she needs to go to school, she needs to get her stuff done, and then just start her life. Now, maybe she doesn't even come home for winter break because, given what happened for Thanksgiving, it probably was a little much. Like, who knows? But that's probably where I saw like those two going forward. Now, this one totally did not need a sequel at all. I think if you did a Son-in-Law 2, you probably just change the cast completely and do something else with totally different people. But yeah, this one definitely did. This one's definitely a one-off. Like you definitely don't need a part 2 to this one. But after that, like I said, these are the two main characters. Like I said, we're not here to review the movie at all, but Crawl is hilarious throughout this movie. So obviously to see that character in a sequel would be funny just because his character is so hilarious that you kind of want to, but you also know it's not needed at the same time, which is unfortunate. But then you have secondary characters. You have the Warners, right? You have the dad, Walter Jr., the grandfather, Walter Sr., and then the mom, Connie. And then you have the little brother, Zach, who is not in the poster for whatever reason. What happens with them? I think the same thing. I think their world kind of got flipped upside down when Crawl came into it and then kind of left them in a weird spot. Like, obviously, the husband and wife, they got a little closer because of Crawl. Like, he kind of came in and helped Connie out with, with their relationship. So I think their relationship is doing a lot better. Obviously, you got Grandpa. He's kind of there for, comedy relief. I think he's just still being Grandpa out there on the farm doing what he does. But as far as Walter Jr., I think it just changes his perspective on his family as a whole. Like, he sees kind of what Rebecca's going through now, respects a little more. His relationship with his son, Zach, I think goes forward and becomes better. Like, they start to understand each other, not that they're not the same people. Like, Zach doesn't want to grow up and be a country guy or farmer like he is. So I think he's learned that he has to find that middle ground between being farmer, being dad, and you know the fact that like his son probably doesn't want to follow in his footsteps. So I think you got a lot of positive with these characters moving forward. I don't see anything too bad going on. Again, like this one definitely did not need a sequel. It's one of these where you don't need a sequel, but it'd be cool to see the characters again just to see what you have them up to. Especially now, like I think if you were to do something kind of like a follow up, obviously Grandpa's dead. I think Walter Jr. I think he's still around, right? Lane Smith, I think he's still around. Obviously Pauly Shore and Carla Gugino are still out and doing their thing. But yeah, so again, if you guys have seen this one, please let me know what you think down below. Maybe I missed something, or maybe you have an idea as to what could happen moving forward with some of these guys that maybe I missed or didn't even think of. Or like the son Zach. I think he just goes forward and just does what he does. I think he grows up probably being a computer hacker. My opinion, because he was kind of really into that. But again, if you guys think of something that I didn't think of, I'm always open to hearing other theories of what you think these characters could be up to. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Tune in next week for part 3 of my Pauly Shore mini-series here, right? All right. Thanks, guys.